Every now and then I'll get this lingering thought in my head that I've seen it all, there's nothing left to learn, I know all of the bolos, and it's just a matter of time before I stumble upon any of a number of them in stores, that I see something for the first time that I've never seen before. What's going on, everybody? It's Brendan, Dad Planet. You are watching The One Man Show, so you and I are gonna go thrifting together, and I can all but guarantee that at least one of the items in this thrift trip, the vast majority of you also have never seen before. Stay tuned for it. Let's go shopping. It's a wet one out there, Charlie Brown, but that is not going to stop us from going in to see if we can find anything to buy low and resell on eBay. Let's get right to it. So the first thing I grab here, now it's boot season for me. It is especially duck boot season. This is a great pair of Sorels. Sorels usually sell best for me in the wintertime, but this is a duck boot that would sell in the fall for sure. The style is Cheyenne. Unfortunately, you can see it's got a big rip in it, and somebody actually loved these enough. It looks like they tried to glue that piece back together. This is a good brand. It's a good looking shoe, and it would have been $50 if it was in better condition. So had it been, I would have grabbed those absolutely now that we are, heading into September. It is definitely boot season where I wouldn't maybe necessarily pick those up in the thralls of summer. Now is the time for that. All right, take a look at this item right here. These are the kinds of items that I say, for those of you that are new, are always hidden in plain sight, but they're worth money. Ola Wilberg is an industrial designer from Sweden, and he designed these like little spotlight lamps for IKEA. They don't look like much, and they're asking $9 for them, but these are worth $75, even pre-owned. And there's some of that cosmetic, I can wipe those things clean, assuming, of course, that they work, and all of the obvious stuff. $75 for both of those on 9, and they're just sitting there. And like this particular trip, there's a bunch of people just squatting by the carts waiting for the new stuff to come out, but they just there's $150 sitting right there, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're new, these are the kind of items that you always want to look for. They just sit there, no one thinks they have any value, and boom, you got $150. So please keep your eye out for items like that, and it's why you watch us, right? Kind of learn that way as well. Lava lamp here, it's like a pastel tie-dye color. Now, if this was brand new, they sell pretty consistently for $100, but can I get $100 for this one? No, it's not one of those like super valuable ones, but they only want $5 for it, and like recent comps are telling me that I could probably get $40 for it. So assuming it works, I haven't tested it yet, it's still in my garage, we'll list it at $40. The next, this is such a surprise to me. I've never seen an item like this. Look, what is it? Look like a big piece of Swedish fish. But it's a bowling trainer, so it's to help you with your swing. So you put your fingers through the holes on the top, and it's called the Bowling Buddy. And you practice your swing, and there's a little trainer that you're supposed to mount on the floor with really thin pins, right? And you swing through that with this device here, and it keeps your swing straight. And that's kind of how you work on your bowling swing. So what a weird item. It was like flimsy and kind of weird feeling, but would you believe that thing is worth $80 to $100? Amazing. So another fantastic find, and this is the cart that people put things back at the last second, and so somebody put that back, didn't really know what it was or what the value was here. This is a pair of Spanx. Now they want $3 for it. I'm gonna grab it even though it's only worth $15 because we're doing some math here. It's gonna take me 50 seconds to take pictures for those, and it'll take me 2 minutes to list it and 2 minutes to fulfill it when it ships. So if we're doing some simple math here, even on a $15 item, when it sells, I can get 15 of those done theoretically in an hour. So 15 and 15, that's $225 an hour if I was just listing items like that I could get done really quickly and sell at $15. So even though it's $3 and it's a low seller, I can machine gun those out of my eBay store. So it is still a good pickup from a numbers perspective. And you'll actually see as this video carries on that I find a couple of more items like that really make sense for me from a time perspective. I measure everything I do by time. That's why I always know what my hourly rate is and what I earn, basically every minute I'm spending in this business. I like this Harry Potter mug. I didn't even bother looking it up. It's $4, probably, brand new condition, but that was a cool looking mug. Checking the rest of these carts that look like most of it has been kind of picked over here, but there's still plenty to be seen. So just some home goods here, and I miss things, so I circle around the carts a few times just to check and double check. This is a fake Versace bag, and someone stole, well, I don't know if they stole it, but they took the Versace logo, like the gold logo thing, off of the bag and left it there. Interesting find. Versace bags, they're worth a ton of money. This item here is funny because it's just a hot fix pen, like it's something you use to affix rhinestones to shirts, but because it says Swarovski brand on the box, you could get $15 to $20 for this, where if you just need a hot fix pen, you could go to eBay or Amazon and get one for like $1. That's why branding is important, people. So I left that behind because it was missing a couple of pieces, but it probably could have sold, pre-owned for $15, maybe $20. Brand new, I think they probably sell for $30. But it's a $1 hotfix pen. It just, because it had the Swarovski name on it, they can afford to charge more. So branding is important, y'all. Checking out the toys here. If there's anything else I might have missed. This place has been kind of lacking in the toy department for the last couple of weeks, but you always have to check. Here's another item I love. I didn't pick it up, and I'll show you why in a second. It's a cheese tray for Maker's Mark, and I thought maybe there was a crack, so it looks like there's a little bit of scratching on the glass, which is to be expected because it's a cheese tray, but the wax portion at the top here is cracked, unfortunately. If it were not, I probably could have sold this between $50 and $60. There's a couple currently listed, but that was a fun item that I'm sort of disappointed had that cracking there, so I left it behind. But yeah, it would have been $50. Now, Maker's Mark, the crown jewel, bolo, if you will, is the Maker's Mark sign. I will put the comps on the screen for that. If you ever see one of those at like an estate sale, or you come upon it at like the flea market or something, and you can get it for a decent price, you're looking at $300-$400 for that one. But I would have been satisfied with the cheese tray. I mean, shoot. I went to Walmart. I don't know if you guys can see this, so I had to go grab bubble wrap. This self-checkout line goes from one part of the store all the way down to the other end. So I dipped quickly, but that's like dangerous Walmart. That Walmart's always busy. Like, you're just asking for trouble when you don't have anybody to run those checkout lines. So, I took off, but it's like, man, I couldn't believe my eyes. And that place is always busy. So get your act together, Walmart. All right. Anyway, next item here is just these are aqua timers. They're electronic. The brand is Melnor. And again, these are, even though they want $5 for it, I'll get $15 each for them. Easy to photograph. Again, easy to list and store, easy to fulfill. So, it's $45 right there. If I sell each of them for $15, the sell-through rate based on the UPC as a keyword is very good. So I know they will move in a pretty decent amount of time. But just like those Spanx, it's a recurring theme here. It's worth it to me because of how quickly I can get it from the cart to the post office, if you will. So just more of the same right there. Then look underneath, and I found a Bunn coffee maker. Now, not all Bunn coffee makers are created equal, but this one here, this is the Speed Brew. It's a 10 cup. Now, there are 5 of these currently listed, and the model number is CSB3T. There are 5 pre-owned currently listed, but 29 have sold the exact model pre-owned in the last 90 days. So that's telling me that this is an in-demand Bunn coffee maker, and even at, and we'll see what they're asking for price-wise here in a second. I think they want $10 for it. There was one that sold for parts and repair only because it wouldn't power on for $30, and the buyer also paid shipping on it. So even if that thing does not work, I'm still going to pick it up because I can get $30 for it. But if it's in working condition, and I will be testing it here shortly, it's a $60 to $70 coffee maker. So at $10, even though it's an electronic, it's no risk. So I thought that was a good pickup. Hopefully you guys will find that also. Next thing here is a pair of Crocs. The style on this is Walu, W-A-L-U. Now, the fronts, I think, can be cleaned. Unfortunately here, I left these behind, and I'm going to show you why. There's like it almost looks like a bleach mark, and I can't really identify what it is, but it's orange in color. You'll see it here in a second. You see that right there by that grommet? I left those back because I didn't want to deal with not being able to clean those. And I get a lot of shoes at the bins, so to me this is just a pair of shoes that will turn up again at the bins. But it is a bolo. These are $30 if you find them pre-owned. So I'm always second guessing myself, should I have picked them up? But I didn't think I could get them cleaned to the point that I would have been satisfied, so I left them behind. I wonder if you would have picked those up. Moving on over, saw a couple of video games. I don't think these ones have any value here, but sitting right on top of it is the bolo of the day, and this is a Simplicity bias and piping machine. Now it's missing the plug, but that's a very generic plug and that cord. I have a bunch of those style cords here at home, so I will be able to test it. Price on it is $3.99, so I only want $4 for it, and I have to check to see if it's complete or not. Just based on my initial viewing here, I don't know if it is 100% complete. But this is a bolo. You definitely want to keep your eye out for it, ladies and gentlemen. If it's complete, if it's working, it's anywhere from $150 to $200 pre-owned. So I've sold Simplicity bias machines in the past, so when I saw Simplicity, I knew I had something, even though I didn't know exactly what it was on the inside. But if it's working, like I said, and I can get all of the pieces and parts going together, $200 at the top end. That was an amazing grab. Always check the insides of video games too. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, because every now and then there will be a $50 game hiding inside a video game that looks like it's a generic one because the previous owner was shuffling the discs around and whatnot. That happens often, so always check. Just make it a point, because sometimes you'll be pleasantly surprised and there'll be a big hitter game in there. But that bias machine was amazing. That was a really sweet grab there. Some Halloween stuff here, just checking the rest of the racks. And we're going to circle back to shoes. I like this pair of shoes here, Nike Metcon 2. CD8526-100 is the style on this one. And I think they were women's size 9.5. Now I'm checking the condition. White is always very difficult to assess if it can get clean or not. So they're a little bit dirty, and I'm gonna pick them up. There are 23 currently listed, but 14 have sold in the last 90 days. It's gonna cost me $5. If I can get them clean, I think I can get between $25 to $30 for them. But we're gonna take a look at these because I've already put them through the wash, and so I'm gonna go out onto the back porch. We're gonna look at them together to see how they came out. Because if they came out the way I hope they come, I'm gonna price them at $30. If they don't, and again, white is such a challenge to clean, I'll have to be a little bit more aggressive and maybe put them at $25. But we're looking pretty good here with all of these items. A great mix of things I've never seen before, hopefully things you've never seen before, and then a bunch of bread and butter items. A pair of chunky, I don't know what these were. They kind of looked like a pair of chunky Converse that I have recently sold. They were definitely not. Converse. Mimic machine would have been good for Halloween. It's not a bolo. It's not worth anything. And I don't think I have the ability to test it, so I wouldn't know any better. Check the rest of the shoes, see if there's anything that catches my eye here. I don't see anything. But listen, we're talking $65 total spent here, and if I'm lucky enough to sell everything for my full asking price, we got $635 worth of items. This is a pretty successful couple of trips, even though the weather wasn't cooperating too much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, but we're not done yet. We're gonna take a look at these shoes, so let's take a look at that right now. Here they are. It's hard for me to tell if they look that much cleaner. So that little mark that didn't come off, that looks like it's permanent. I still see like a little bit of wear there or whatever, but I mean I guess they look a little bit better. It's sort of hard to tell. I don't usually ever worry about the soles unless they're like super dirty and they need to be kind of wiped down a little bit. Midsoles look all right. I mean, can you tell much of a difference? The laces are nice and clean. I don't know, they look pretty good. I'll take it. I might be able to push these to $30. Who knows? We'll see. I've said it once before and I'll say it again. There's no family like the Dad Planet family. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today. And then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family if you're not already by subscribing and hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every single time I upload a video to YouTube. But that's it. That's all I got for you today. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you in the next video.